Coral Island, or, if you're hip with the kids,
Correct!
Island, is a cozy farming simulator that brings with it a tropical vibe. Palm trees, shrines, monkeys, a series of vaccines before you go. I can't afford a trip to Malay, but this could be the next best thing. This way, I still get an English fry up for breakfast. As you may expect, you start by creating your farmer's appearance and giving your farm a name. A lot of thought can go in a name. It could be a reflection of what you are as a person, your ethos, your values. Perfect! The opening scene has you leaving your city lifestyle for something more earnest and down to earth, returning to Coral Island, a place you have prior connections with, like Stardew Valley. You are greeted by the mayor, who takes you to your new farm, which is a bit of a fixer-upper to say the least, like Stardew Valley. You will work the fields and tend to your animals, but in between you can switch gears by interacting with a diverse cast of townies, leisurely fishing, exploring monster-filled caves, like Stardew Valley. Fine, I'll say it. This game shares a lot of similarities with Stardew Valley. It's pretty hard to ignore if even the game's own Wikipedia page states it in the second sentence. Fans of Stardew Valley waiting patiently for the soon-to-be-released Haunted Chocolatier may be able to fill the void with Coral Island. Don't you dare call this game a ripoff though. We will forget that Stardew Valley was heavily inspired by Harvest Moon. Even the monkey in this game reminds you of the real OG in the genre. Art is parasitic and originality is dead. Joking aside, Coral Island has a lot going for it to stand out. The biggest example would be its focus on environmental themes. While your farmer has been away, the island has been hit by hard times, suffering from an oil spill by an oil company that surprisingly isn't BP. They are not subtle about who to root against, when this company aims to turn the island into an oil facility led by someone with this name and hair combo. So on top of your farming duties, the goddess of the island appoints you as the island's very own Captain Planet. This role is starting to mirror a modern day job description with how many responsibilities you need to cover. Yes. This is impressive. Your accounting credentials checks out. Perfect number cruncher. But I didn't find any experience that will tell me you'll be able to make dinosaur costumes for dogs, so I'm afraid it's a no from us. Our receptionist / nuclear engineer will let you out. On the farm, you can use trash as a material to craft things like fences and chests, but you can also recycle it into scrap or compost or the next FIFA game if you want. The caves are not just a place to mine and find treasure, but to find the elemental giants, to heal the land and bring order to nature's balance. And the most unique mechanic in this environmental regard is the deep dive cleaning. You need to get rid of the trash at the bottom of the ocean with your scythe to find the solar orbs to activate the magic pylons to heal the coral in the area and to free the trapped sea creatures. But not for free.
The farmer's help discriminates. Small creatures and materials are relinquished as tribute for cheap nourishment and gold. Be careful what you wish for.
But a wish you don't need to ask for is that cozy feeling. A game like this can sink or float depending on its cozy levels. If you put in the work, you will have the freedom to make your farm the way that you want it to. You can tend to your agricultural fields to harvest the seasonal crops or flowers, plant trees to acquire fruit and cocoa beans, bring in some furry friends as a source of milk, wool and eggs, and build artisan tools to get hold of some cheese, jam and pickles.
I'm Pickle Rick!
After tidying up the land, you essentially have a blank slate on the layout and aesthetic of your farm. You can create your own fences, floor tiles and gates, but you can also hit the shops to get more Kino points. This also extends to your house too. You can have the island carpenters upgrade and stylize your house and bring in your own furnishings to reflect you as a person. I did not do this. After an in-game year, my farmland is mostly untouched and my arrangement of what I have done has no rhyme or reason. Inside I got my bed, got my TV, very empty. Got that recently divorced dad setup in effect. This is a far cry to how most players would take pride in their farm's look. It's something that I find myself doing in a lot of games that give you a blank slate. I already have no direction in my real life. It's too intimidating. I need instructions. Plus my gold and materials could be used for upgrades and tools. It's the classic case of form versus function. It's maximalism versus minimalism. It's capitalism versus communism. It's the Cold War again. Duck and cover! So, That's that cozy, comfy vibe. The biggest takeaway from this genre is a nice sense of community and interacting with your neighbours. The roster of NPCs is huge, to the point that the list of characters even includes the animals you can meet. Shout out to Bonbon. He has that beautiful energy that we all should share. These characters are instantly likeable as they make you welcome to the island and bring a diverse range of personalities. Some of my favourite characters are Randy, the super ace teacher with a cool robot arm, Ling, the marine biologist who maxed aura and drip, Paul, the wildlife documentary making himbo, and Waku, the astronomer who I believe to be an undercover J-pop star. That refined face and hair is not fooling me, Waku. All the townies have their quirks and roles to play, which can be a shame as you may find yourself interacting with some NPCs more than others. With such a large cast with their own daily routines, it can be hard to say hello to everyone in a given day, especially at the start when you're getting used to this wide and branching map, and then you get near the end of the first in-game year, and then you add elemental giants and mer people to the Christmas card list. Honestly, chasing up all these people is what Spider-Man must have felt like when he discovered he had chlamydia and needed to go through his little black book. Besides that, the locals are all good. The town feels alive with kinetic energy. As you traverse the area, you see people living their lives. For example, on your way to the lake, you may walk past a group yoga session, the school kids having an outside lesson, and Paul and Anne filming wildlife footage. A small detail I like is that when you turn on your TV, you have a chance to watch Paul's show. Kinda adds some continuity to the coming and goings around you, so even the simple act of getting to where you need to be has its visual treats to keep you engaged. I knew this beach was familiar! This doesn't even touch on the random events you can just stumble across by being in the right place at the right time. These events give you some more insight into characters and their relationships, or straight up sitcom scenarios. You think you're going to the shop to buy a blender, but then you get roped into moving a sofa and getting stuck Three Stooges style.
I also got myself stuck in the bathroom with a person I hate just before I was going to the dance with 2 dates at the same time, but I can't remember who because I have amnesia.
All this works towards that feeling of being part of a lively community, and this feeling is at its strongest during the seasonal festivals. Each in-game season, you have 2 festivals that break up the established game loop, with some having an eco-friendly drive. You get to slow down and have a rare chance to actually interact with everyone on the same day and have fun with the various minigames. You have the Cherry Blossom Potluck, the Beach Cleanup Day, the Spooky Day Festival, but the Harvest Festival is unique with the fact that you compete against a smug out-of-town farmer to display the best farm items. You first hear of this competition on the first day of autumn and have 2 in-game weeks to prepare. It's a tough nut to crack, but like the other minigames, the payoff of winning the... Just like a bungee jump instructor, I let everyone down. Worst part is, he continues to bait you, but you have to wait a whole in-game year to fix this. But at least he's the only character that aggravates me. Everyone else is charming and... Oh, how can I forget about this snobby Regina George wannabe? You know what? I'll prove her wrong about the farm being lonely. I'll get hitched. There are plenty of dateables to choose from, but no one is jumping out to me. No one is giving me the sparks, but perhaps... So, with Yuri being best girl, the first steps of wooing would be to start a friendship with her. Early on, the game gives you a quest on doing just that. When you collect 5 flowers, you can craft a bouquet. I rushed to Yuri, flowers in hand, and she just straight up said to my face she hates it. Shaky start, but I quickly recovered. Food was always a safe option for her, and when your bond grows enough, you can do hangout events which can turn into romantic dates the deeper your bond grows. Continuing these actions allows you to unlock character-specific events that fleshes out the characters you are bonding with. The better gifts you bring, the faster your connection is strengthened, but unfortunately I have no riz. As winter came, to my frustration, I can only give her things that she liked but not loved. I knew it had to be food. I was giving her my best artisan products and the expensive menu items to be given lukewarm results. This all changed when I accidentally gifted her an egg without thinking and hit the bullseye. Oh, how the beings from Venus elude me.
Will you marry me?
Even though my romance progression is tied to my low charisma rolls, like everything else you do in this game, you never feel like you are wasting your time with what you decide to do on a given day. All your actions do feel impactful and rewarding. Fulfilling your role as a farmer to gain more money and expand operations is expected, but one of your biggest goals in the game is making a collection of offerings for the island's goddess. Give her your crops, rocks, blocks, and socks, and her great goddess goodness gets going. You gain access to teleport waypoints while the island begins to heal, open up new areas to check out and utilize. The question I do have though is, why is it all down to me? It's not like I'm the only farmer on this island, and my neighbour has a sizable vineyard. Everyone fishes but conveniently catches nothing, and there's an adventurers guild based here but evidently in name only for tax purposes as I brave the depths of the monster caves by myself. That sense of community goes out the window when it comes to grafting hard. Scott here runs the museum that displays nothing, which starts you on the continuous task of donating cool finds so that the museum can survive and expand. You do all this while the actual archaeologist contributes as much as the cost of the second item in a 2-for-1 offer.
Nothing.
And there you have it. How to summarize Coral Island. If you're chasing that cozy feeling with a new coat of paint, look no further. The effort you put in gets rewarded in turn as the island changes around you. The perfect wind-down game when you had a tiring day of work and you need to switch off. The TV is great, Yuri is still best girl. I rate this game bonbon out of 10. I need more eggs. See you later!